Some hotels promise luxury, but some rooms promise something else, something you'll never escape, no matter how far you run. This is the real story of my night in a haunted hotel. It was supposed to be a simple stopover. I was driving through the Midwest on a long road trip when exhaustion forced me to pull into a small town. The only vacancy was at a place called the Ashwood Hotel, a red-bricked building that looked older than the town itself. Its sign flickered dimly, the word hotel buzzing faintly in the night. The lobby smelled faintly of dust and mildew. Behind the desk sat an elderly man in a faded vest. He smiled when I asked for a room. "You're in luck," he said. "Only one room left, room 6. Something in his tone unsettled me, but I brushed it off. I just needed sleep. The hallway carpets were threadbare, stained with years of use. The wallpaper peeled in yellowed strips. As I turned the brass key in the door to room 6, the air seemed to change colder, heavier, but I told myself it was nothing, just old building vibes. The room was small and dimly lit, with a single bed, a wooden wardrobe, and a cracked mirror hanging above a dresser. I tossed my bag down and collapsed on the bed, but immediately, something felt wrong. The mattress was ice cold. Not the kind of cold you get from air conditioning, this was bone deep, like lying on a slab of stone. I got up, rubbed my arms, and tried to shake off the chill. That's when I noticed the mirror. At first glance, it was ordinary, but when I looked closer, I realized the reflection wasn't quite right. The angle was off. My movements seemed delayed by a fraction of a second, and then, for just a moment, I swear I saw something standing behind me. A woman, pale, with hollow eyes and a mouth stretched too wide. When I spun, around nothing, just the empty room. I turned off the lamp and tried to sleep. That's when the scratching began. At first, it was faint, like tiny fingernails dragging along the walls. Then, louder, scraping, clawing, circling the room. I sat up, heart hammering, whispering to myself, "Old pipes, just old pipes." But pipes don't whisper. "Get out!" The voice was low, guttural, coming from the corner of the room. I grabbed my phone for light, shining it toward the sound. Nothing. Just the wardrobe. I laughed nervously, too afraid to open it, and crawled back into bed. But then the wardrobe door creaked open on its own. Midnight. The digital clock beside the bed blinked 12 a.m. The temperature plummeted. My breath fogged in the air, and then I heard it. A woman crying. Soft at first, then louder, echoing through the room as though the walls themselves were weeping. I forced myself out of bed, trembling, and approached the wardrobe. My hand shook as I pushed the door open wider. Inside hung a single, tattered dress. Black, torn at the seams, heavy with the smell of damp earth. As I touched the fabric, the crying stopped, and the mirror behind me shattered with a deafening crash. I spun around, shards of glass littered the floor. In the broken pieces, reflections stared back at me. Not mine, not just one, but dozens of faces. All pale, all hollow-eyed, all screaming silently. I backed toward the bed, my heart clawing at my ribs. That's when I saw her, the woman from the mirror. She stood in the corner, dressed in the same tattered black gown from the wardrobe. Her hair was stringy, soaked as if she drowned. Her eyes were pits of darkness, and her mouth still too wide opened into a smile that was anything but human. "You shouldn't be here," she hissed. I tried to speak, but no sound came out. She drifted closer, not walking, sliding, her feet never touching the ground. I stumbled back, my hands grasping for the door, but the knob wouldn't turn. "Stay," she whispered. "Stay forever." The lights flickered violently. The shadows in the room twisted and writhed like living things. And then she lunged. Her hands gripped my throat, icy and strong. My vision blurred. I clawed at her wrists, but my fingers slipped through like smoke. She leaned close, her rotten breath filling my lungs. "I died here," she growled, "and now, so will you." The walls bled. Dark streaks dripped from the ceiling, covering the wallpaper in crimson. Faces pushed out from the walls, screaming silently, their mouths stretching open too wide. I was being dragged backward toward the bed. The mattress yawned open like a grave, sheets twisting around me like arms. I screamed, fought, thrashed, my body half consumed by the bed, my chest burning with pressure. And then, just as my head was about to be swallowed, the crying returned, louder, piercing. It wasn't just the woman. It was dozens of voices, hundreds, all weeping, all trapped. And they didn't want me to join them. The bed released me. I fell to the floor, gasping for breath. When I looked up, the woman was gone. I didn't wait. I grabbed my bag and bolted for the door. This time, the knob turned. I sprinted down the hallway. Every door I passed slammed shut. The lights above flickered, buzzing angrily. Behind me, I heard her, the woman in black, running. Her footsteps pounded closer, faster, impossibly fast. I burst into the lobby, shouting for help. The old man at the desk looked up slowly, and he smiled. "Room 6?" he asked. I nodded. Trembling, his smile widened. "You lasted longer than most." I never looked back. I drove through the night until the Ashwood Hotel was miles behind me. But I'm not free, because now, when I close my eyes, I see her, the woman in black, her face, her hollow eyes, her impossible smile. Sometimes I wake up in the night and smell the damp earth of her dress. Sometimes I hear crying in the corners of my room. And once, just once, I woke to find my mattress sinking beneath me, like something was waiting inside it. So if you're ever on the road and you see a flickering sign for the Ashwood Hotel, do not stop, do not check in, because room 6 isn't just haunted. It's hungry, and it's waiting for you. As you flick the lights back on, remember this tale of terror, and join us for more. If you enjoyed the darkness, please subscribe, hit that like button, and let us know your reactions in the comments. Share this spine-chilling story with friends to keep the fright going.